Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to today's Whips, Bits and Chat. Come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Right, so first up we'll do our normal, shall we? Let's get on with the video review. So this week I managed to get out to you the Aldi Craft slash yarn event that came out quite a few days ago now. The link is in the I button up here. It's just me being cheeky and sitting here and showing you what is available online and what they're showing as being in store. Now please remember, there is a lot more in store. There is a lot more DK colours, there is a lot more different types of yarn. I just have been banned from going in there by my husband. He's been doing the shopping all week. You never know, I might be able to scab a couple of balls next week when the price might go down if there's any left. The next video up was the book review. It was All I Want for Christmas is Yarn, and again the link is up in the I button. Yeah, I got in really early this year, haven't I, with the Christmas ideas. Cracking, we've only just got rid of Christmas and I'm already banging on about it already. But no, I popped that in because I thought that would make you guys giggle, and of course it is always there for you to watch at a later point closer to Christmas. When you're looking for ideas, I'll be able to point you in that direction. Okay, the next one up was the 1 minute challenge. I think that's what I called it. It's uploading at this moment in time, and it'll have already gone on the channel at 4 PM on Friday, because of course today's Friday. For me anyway, not for you guys, we're time traveling. Okay, so that was the last video up this week. I know, short, sharp, sweet. I've had a bit of a hectic week outside of YouTube, so I haven't created as much content as I wanted, but I do have to have words with the gorgeous peoples that came on the birthday live last week. I forgot to mention it. You lot have stitched me up, you bunch of evil toe rags. Basically, in the birthday live, I had a little voting box. I've never done one of those during a live before, and I'd managed to do it, and it said, would you like the next tutorial on the channel to be a corner to corner or not? I was really hoping that you would all say no. No, you didn't, did ya? You stitched me up, didn't ya? You've been totally evil without even knowing what the pattern was. I didn't give any clues away. I didn't tell you what the pattern was, how big it was going to be, or what it was going to be. So I haven't started recording it yet. I started making it though before Christmas, and because I wanted to test the pattern out, and I got really carried away, so much so that when it comes to putting the video together, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of cutting out and cropping in for me. But hold on a moment, and let me see if I can grab it. I've just got to lean over the Liam. Stay. Oh no, you're going to jump and move. Run away, run away. Thank you. He's gone. He might pop back in and say hello to you in a minute. Right, okay, so I haven't named, yes I have, this is going to be called a Little Bird, okay, and here is the start. It is of course a corner to corner. It's going to be done very similar to the cupcake blanket, so if you wanted to make it a little bit easier on yourself, you don't have to follow all the instructions that I will be putting within the video, because this next video is going to be a join as you go method. She says, really hopeful that she remembers how she did it in the first place. But this is the pattern itself. Okay, so yes, I've got lots of ends because I haven't sewn anything in yet, but there is the little bird, and you'll be making 2 of these, and then it's your choice as to what you want to do with the other 2 squares. Now for the pattern itself, as I said, it's a join as you go, and I was showing you the back of it. There we go, there is the front of it, and my join as you go is going to be stripes. Okay, so when it comes to making our little bird, we'll have a panel like this. If you choose to, you can of course do a plain colour down the bottom here, and then on the other facing row of work, we're going to have the stripes up the top and the bird at the bottom. Okay, and then of course if you purchase the written pattern, you will have a border included within it. If you're just working from the channel tutorial alone, which is perfectly fine, I will let you choose your own border pattern, but at the moment that is as far as I've got. I've got my pattern all printed out. Where's it gone? Here it is, all printed out. I even marked it to say I'd done it. I was pretty impressed with myself. Now it's a case of doing it again, but this time making sure I do it on camera. So that will be a little bird. Now the written pattern for that is part way through being made, but of course with Ravelry I have to make sure that I put the full pattern in, including images. If I just put in a chart, they kick it out and say bog off, come back when you've actually done the work. So yeah, the written pattern will be out at some point, and once it is, it'll mean that that one's actually done. So once it's done and the pattern's up and out, I will give this pattern another shout out. Okay, and then that means that anybody that is a channel member, if you are in the asylum crazes, you will have the option to grab that pattern for free. Okay, otherwise everybody else that wants it, it will be over of course on the Ravelry shop until the video is released. Now the video gets released at least a month after the written pattern. Okay, this is, I'm sorry to say, a cheeky way for you to support the channel if that's what you feel like doing, and it also means that if you've purchased the pattern, you get to work on it first and you get to show off your work first. Okay, so the written pattern will of course have all the instructions on how to make it, and it will also have links to the video tutorials, and they will get them early because they paid. I know it might sound a bit strange, but I'd rather give the people that pay something a bit extra. Okay, and that just means that the rest of us have to wait for it. Oh, talking of the Ravelry shop, at the moment there is a discount code where you can get 20% off of all patterns over on the Ravelry shop. All you need to do is write the word love, which will hopefully be on screen, in the discount box at checkout to get your 20% off. Right, Poppy update. He is standing on his 100 still. My gorgeous boss man, who he's told me not to call him that, or the governor, or anything else. He gave me a nudge the other week because it was Breakfast Club last weekend. So I popped up to Breakfast Club to see quite a few of the different members and have a chat and have a catch up. We do it sort of once a month, which is really lovely. So when I got there, he tapped me on the shoulder. He's gone, I found you some blue boxes, and a couple of different ones. I'm like, oh, that is brilliant. So I've now got 2 of these little blue boxes that only hold 60, and then he's given me these 2 massive brown ones. I don't know how many they hold yet, I'm still working on them, but yeah, so over the next couple of months of course I will bang on about the poppy brooches. You know me, it's bound to happen. I'm trying not to, but I haven't managed to go a week without discussing them yet. Please just fast forward it if it's doing you nutting. Right, but yeah, as I said, I've got 100 done, completed and packed and ready to go, so that's 300 left to go. So my idea is that I will tell you about it every 2 months or once a month, and I will just up the count by 50 if I've managed to do them. Right, next time I talk about these, I will attempt it to be the first of next month or as close to it. Or you're just going to give me a kick up the proverbial bottom, aren't you? But before I go and stop talking about them, poppy labels. Oh, it's upside down. Poppy labels. These are just printed on plain paper, and of course I'm going to have to cut them out. But how cool are they? They're not as good as previous years where I've put links to Facebook and links to this and links to that. I am literally just banging out a basic boring label to stick in the bag because nobody ever reads it and they only ever put it in the bin anyway. Right, now on to what else have I been up to this week. Right, well, on, when was it? Tuesday, I believe. I went to the opticians. I loathe the opticians. You know how everybody has that one thing that they don't like, whether it be spiders, sewing in your ends, yarn bath, worms. You get where I'm coming from here? Mine is eyes. I've really got a thing about eyes. So much so that I love Star Trek, but there's this one section in one of the newer films where they turn John Luke into a Borg, and there's a needle that goes towards his eye and the camera cuts so it's coming towards you. That is the only film I've ever watched, and I watch a lot of horror that I laugh my way through, but that is the only film where I've got a cushion in front of my face just for that one section. I can't stand it. I hate it. Now, I've been going to the optician since I was 1.5 years old, and I've had spraying them and all sorts, so really it should just be second nature for me. But over the last sort of 10 years it's just gone, I've just gone, no, don't like it anymore. Well, I was due to get my eyes tested before COVID hit, so I'm 4 years out of date with this set of lenses, which is why I'm struggling to read things on screen and everything else. So I finally managed to get an appointment. It's taken 6 months to get this appointment for the opticians. So we turn up, and I'm there, and I'm sitting there, and my daughter's going, "You all right, Mum?" "Yeah, I don't like opticians, but I've never shown it to them. I've always been quite blasé. Look, it's really lovely. I'm not going to show you that I don't like this. I'm not going to show you I'm scared, basically." So she's sitting there and she's gone, "Mum, you've never been like this before." I said, "Yeah, but you're like nearly 18 now. And I know there's things that you don't like, and now I'm proving to you there are also things that I don't like. I'm not super mum." So she's sitting there and she's like, "Right, okay." She's gone, "I'm going to go in on my own." I went, "Okay, fine." So she's gone off on her own. Or she was waiting, and I've gone in first, and they take a photograph of your eye. And they do it on both of them. I get light sensitive migraines. Ping, there's flash number 1. Ping, there's flash number 2. My eyes are crossed over. They're like, "I don't want to play." All I can see is fluorescent in your face bright eyeballs. Every time I close my eyes I'm like, bright light, bright light. Well, I managed to get back out to the waiting area and sit down for a few minutes, and the lady said, "Oh right, well it's gonna be like a 5-minute wait. Have a look at the frames." And so I say to my daughter, come on over, help me out here, help me choose some." She's gone, "No, can't be bothered. You know what you want, Mum. You know you always get the same lens, the same frame." And I'm like, "I want to change it up." And she's gone, "I don't want to. I'm just going to sit and wait for my appointment." And so I walked over and I picked up the most daftest frame I could find for myself. I know that this particular shape of frame does suit some people, but personally for me, nah. It was like pointed, it pointed up at the corner. It was like, looked like eagle eyes, I suppose, or something, but it looked, I was just like, these are gonna look really bad. I've walked out, I put them on, I've walked over, and I've gone, "Found my frame." And she just looked at me, she went, "This is not the time for mucking around, Mother. Go and choose a decent set of frames that looks presentable, please. I am not walking the street and walking out with you wearing them." She went, "You will not drive me to school wearing them?" And I'm like, this is so tempting. if I get these lenses, if I get these frames, I will never have to drive her anywhere ever again. But the embarrassment of wearing those lenses was just too much. So I put them back on the shelf. I have managed to pick up some lenses, and I'm not lenses, sorry, some frames. I'm quite upset, really. After my eye examination, the optician said, now you're of the age where really you should be getting bifocals. I'm like, pardon? She went, bifocals. I said, I know what bifocals are. I'm not a grandmother yet. I get bifocals when I'm a grandmother. She went, no, you could do with them now. No, I'll have 2 different sets of frames, thank you. So instead of doing my normal thing where I buy 2 for, I think they're 68 quid or something, you buy 2 and you get 1 for free, blah blah rubbish, right? Normally that's what I do, and I have my normal lenses which will have a tint on them so that when I go into sunlight they go darker, which is the ones I'm wearing at the moment. And then I would normally get a pair of sunglasses that would sit in the car, so that when it's really bright I'm wearing those. But of course with the UK sun it's not really worth purchasing a pair of sunglasses. So this time round I'm looking at all of the different frames, and I've picked up one frame that I quite like the look of, which for me is quite strange because it's not the shape that I'm wearing now. I've worn this shape for at least 12 years. Every time I walk in, normally I take these off, I lay them up against the other ones, I go up the rack until I find them, because they've normally changed the colour of them. I pull them off and I go, they'll do. Not this time. This time I was trying on glasses, I was trying to work it out. I picked up some Harry Potter round ones, they were too round for me. I tried on some really big ones, they were too big, and the lady picked up this pair of plastic frames and said, what about these? I said, I had them in 1984, they were the old NHS frames. Not going down that route. So she picked up a pair of turtle shell, and I went, that was 1994 when turtle shell was last in fashion. I said, no, I'm not going back down the turtle shell route either. She's like, you're troublesome. I said, yeah, just let me do it. So they did. So I've managed to pick up some frames, so hopefully they will be ready for me next week. Because with my eyes, I've got what I lovingly call dip dazzle eyes. I've got stigmatisms in both, which means that my eyeball isn't shaped round with a lump of mud on the end like normal eyes. Mine is more rugby shaped, which means that if I'm tired and I'm not wearing my glasses, I could be talking to the camera like I am now, but my eyes will be both looking at my nose. Boss-eyed, cross-eyed and dip dazzled. So yeah, because of that, what they do is they put what's called a prism into one of my lenses, which helps to make one eye poke outwards and move outwards. So because of that, it then makes the other one do the same. So it's a weird math problem that they've managed to solve with me, and it works. They were not going to put the prism in this time, and I said, I don't want to walk around looking at my nose, I need that prism in. Because they went, well, yeah, you do really. I'm like, right, okay. So my glasses are not thin lenses, they're bottleneck lenses, as we used to call them as kids, like the really thick ones. So of course my lenses actually end up costing me a heck of a lot more than what my frames do, because I want them to be, they need to be cut down and thinned so that they fit in the frame and they're not like coming off my face like that just because the lens is very big. But yeah, next week, oh, you're going to get to see them, and fingers crossed they don't look as bad as previous year's choices. I'm just going to put it like that. I've got 2 types of lens, 2 come in though, 2 different shapes. One's shaped like this, and these are my distance glasses. So ideally I'll be wearing them probably for the live so that I can read the screen, and probably most of my videos, because I'll forget to swap them over to my reading glasses that look a lot more arty. I'm just going to leave it like that. I've got arty ones for my reading glasses, or my close work, which will be my crochet in the evening. I just hope I've made the right choice here, because let's see how it works. having to sit there with glasses around my neck every 5 minutes, chopping and changing. That's going to do my head in, but not as much as what the bifocals or varifocals or whatever they are, where you've got the line across. That line will be the bit that does my nut in the most. I'm not getting them till I'm a granny, and my kids have been told not until they're in their 30s. So that gives me at least another 8 years. Yes. Right, the other things aren't so funny and they are not for YouTube. So that's it for me for today. I'm going to head off. I will see you all really soon. So please remember, stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody.